can't just go ahead and respond to it now. I need to now wait for all the YouTubers and everyone to jump in and have their say and say their piece about it.
I want to make it clear before beginning with the video. Pyro is a huge inspiration to me and fundamental in my investment and time on YouTube. This video is not made as a hater. More than anything, I wish these accusations were not true. However, and I mean however, accusations of these numbers I do not believe happen for no reason, especially with an almost identical persona. But anyways, let's get right into it. Kind of my disclaimer. This is a channel I do care about. I do enjoy the content, and I do find it necessary, however, to look into these things. The Google Doc was put together by Parlo, a Roblox YouTuber having around 500k subs. As his account has been what appears to be nuked, it is hard to find much about him. However, online I'm seeing things about a GoFundMe scan, doxing, and potential attempts at meeting with a minor himself. PYROCYNICAL, on the other hand, is a mammoth compared to Parlo. His first video dates back 11 years now, MLG Pizza. He now boasts 4.78 million subscribers and makes oversized game analyses in tandem with a daily slop channel that pays for his commissions. PYROCYNICAL himself has stated he will respond on his main channel to the document after the commentary communities have spoken on the allegations. I'm kind of taking it in my own hands to do so because, frankly, I do want a response. Up front, a good half of the document focuses heavily on previous allegations towards Pyro. These are about a 13-year-old French girl, maybe 12, maybe 11. This was addressed and appears to be fairly accepted as resolved in my experience with Keemstar, provided by PYROCYNICAL. The other previous allegations that caught traction and warranted a response was Ivory. This is where the fat furry roleplay stuff comes from, currently a done-up joke in Pyro communities. But today, I would prefer to cover the new accusations, as the rest have been covered various times and have already provided sufficient proof as to these two situations having occurred, and evidence has already been provided sufficient to prove these two situations have occurred. The document begins with a prologue that states, "This document comprehensively goes over numerous allegations of Pyro Niall inappropriately engaging with 10+ minors while he was an adult, some who are significantly younger than himself, discussing sexual fetishes, sending pornography to minors, which is illegal, sending fetish content, and even discussing real-life sexual topics, while also addressing Niall's long history of lies, manipulation to downplay his actions. This document substantiates many of these allegations." And it's going to be my mission to see how true this is.
Your little pussy belongs to me.
First up, we've got Pink. Remaining anonymous, this is apparently a 15 to 16-year-old boy who PYROCYNICAL engaged in NSFW conversations with. They discussed sexual fetishes and sexual activities online. The individual claims that Pyro knew of their age, however continued to entertain these conversations. As to why they did not come out about it sooner, it was because they felt these interactions were normal till they grew up. This account is now deactivated permanently. This one is interesting and a little difficult, as the individual has no more information on them at the moment to help these accusations they are claiming. Could be just a burner that somebody made. And I'd say honestly, this is potentially one of the less damning stories of this bunch. We've got a name this time. It's Assault. The previously mentioned situation, which I am not discussing today, Ivory, sends screenshots to PYROCYNICAL's girlfriend, Ida. Inside, Ivory claims he is speaking for others, and allegedly Assault is one of them. Side note, Ida states, "I think people are twisting it, saying it's grooming when they had a starstruck moment with him and didn't want to say no. You may interpret this as you wish." The girlfriend states, "Don't do this shit because you're being pressured by other people, man." And Ivory follows up with referencing Assault, saying he was 15 and Pyro engaged in similar activities like his own. Assault, for context, apparently likes feet and was a YouTuber at the time. In PYROCYNICAL's video, $3 versus 9,999 BuzzFeed.
I bought this knife just to take the piss out of Assault. Hello, everyone.
Assault's Twitter and one of his YouTube videos with a CSGO knife. It appears clear the two did know each other. Screenshots are provided showing DMs discussing vor, the desire to be consumed, and exchanging art, as well as an account going by LOL. And this is one I did know, but a repeated account name that seems to be following Pyro. My take on this is it appears the same as a lot of these allegations are going to be. Just similar.
So, guys,
Abortion ASMR. This one's apparently 15. Another individual to allegedly engage in sexual messages in regards to furry fetish NSFW content when Pyro was 19. Having released 11 months before Ivory's initial call in 2020, the accusation was removed by the original poster as she was being harassed by PYROCYNICAL fans invalidating her experience. He does tend to have a community that is a little bit more ride or die. Sheriff apparently, in the Skype's messages, is PYROCYNICAL's name, and it's now deleted. There are discussions of thickness qualities and sharing what a way to commission this sort of art is. There are seen to be discussions of eproctophilia. Eproctophilia is defined as a paraphilia sexual fetish in which an individual experiences sexual arousal from flatulence, farting. There's plenty of screenshots for proof of these conversations involving what is apparently Pyro's persona. Why the fuck do I know that? You also have another message from them on Twitter. Apparently it's supposed to be the same person, just saying that they were assigned a furry cop dog OC. Kind of weird as hell. Just seems pretty degenerate, and if it's the same fucking persona, what else is it supposed to be? Pyro. This time, the person's name is Leo, or as Muaboos, and this person's 14. This one has less proof than the others. Multiple witnesses claimed a 14-year-old was commissioned art from Pyro similar to the others. There's not a ton of evidence, aside from a like on a tweet of theirs being proof of engagement with Pyro with the 14-year-old's account named Leo. On Leo's account, there is the Amiibos, Tumblr.com, and a tweet that says stop, I guess. And finally, Muaboos is featured in a PYROCYNICAL video alongside fan art of his on the YouTube channel, as well as DMs from a Saku who claims Muaboo Leo was commissioned furry porn art by him. It's kind of the same deal. It's just the same persona. It only seems to prove more and more the potential that it is PYROCYNICAL in all of these accusations. I kind of find it strange that so many people would come out with the same story, but regardless, I'm pretty sure there's still 5 more. His user profile is cat with a max 0, and he tweeted Twitter DMs allegedly of Pyro sending porn of Foxy and Chica from FNAF. Looking through these are weird as fuck. I pulled specific screenshots of this, which is wild, but proof of age is provided by, I think it's Parlo. His conclusion is, unfortunately, that is Pyro's persona, and it does kind of suck that it's such a known persona. A character like Fox looks like more shit that's added to this pile. That seems to be Pyro's past, maybe present. I'm not sure right now. This one seems to have a bit more information. The guy's Trippy Fox. He's 15. He is featured on one of PYROCYNICAL's YouTube videos with 800,000 subscribers as the title. He appears to be a commentary orbiter. Somebody just kind of sits in the communities, orbiting certain creators, kind of, I don't know if it's a form of clout chasing potentially, but he's linked in Pyro's videos showing association to the YouTuber. He had videos focused on Pyro and Leafy, and screenshots that follow like this. Again, discretion. This is weird as fuck. I don't even know what to look at on this one that says here at the bottom. However, these appear as Pyro's Twitter. Once again, the lol one, sending questionable photos and proceeding to ask for deletion of the DMs recently sent. That I personally believe to be a pretty bad look for Pyro. I don't know what he's trying to do in Skype though. However, it doesn't appear he wants it known. Fucking sucks. As well, you see Trippy Fox saying that Pyro did know of his age, however was unsure how old Pyro was at the time. And then you have also a Twitter DM saying that I have evidence lol, just find it a bit eerie since without being properly outed, he of others doesn't have any reason to change that behavior. It just kind of seems like recurring trends. I don't see much of a analyze, I guess. Freaking weird ass Fox shit. But yeah, up next, spooky scary aliens. Spoopy. Ronnie, aka Spoopy Scary Aliens, is 15. It's an Instagram artist who made fan art for big YouTubers in 2016. In the doc are photos of a young girl in high school. I'm not going to include those, but it makes it clear it was easily identifiable, the underageness of the individual. Created fan art for Pyro, including this. Pretty sure that's fucking no fuckers and Pyro. Fucking degenerate. And you have a couple of DMs showing that he acknowledges this photo and then proceeds to compliment it. And yeah, it also kind of looks like he did commission a little bit of the fox being thicker. This situation was addressed in the My Response video, I think. As he stated, the conversation not being sexual. I don't want to explain the exact logic behind all these bed sheets. Did I write that? I did. I don't want to explain the exact logic behind all this bullshit, but this art piece was pretty clearly made, and it looks a little bit sexual. kind of conforms with Niall's sexual fetishes. Would not doubt that it does or is intended for erotic purposes. There's also some gore art potentially that is as well necessary when drawing kind of conclusions, but fucking Pyro, dude, this is like, I think we're on freaking 8 now, I think. But yeah, fucking sucks. And guys, let's just keep up the momentum. We got Ken, apparently 16, received fetish content once more on Twitter. The Twitter DM fucking looks pretty legit. It's lol. Never DM me at 3 a.m. ever again. PYROCYNICAL, and shows whatever the fuck this is. Because I don't know this stuff. It intended to be what appears to be Ken as a joke as to why Pyro was suspended 2 weeks later. Notable and clear what it is. The individual as well appears to have been 16 at the time of these DMs. You can't really give much else information on this. Whoa, but. Ugh. And Saku, 15 or X-Poutine. Screenshots of text messages with Saku. Pretty sure they should have been sprinkled throughout this video so far. We'll see though. But he seems he's been involved in some of these allegations. Talking about the victims. And appears to have faked being a Pyro supporter and downplayed their friendship and association to Pyro. However, he did claim he received furry fetish porn as well. You have a couple of Twitter links as well as Poutine, who is Saku, I guess, stating being shown in a video. This is the BuzzFeed 999 BuzzFeed one, and it is a Twitter link as Pyro pulled a screenshot of this Twitter message publicly. And then he also stated that many of his friends also engaged in roleplay with Pyro as well. But yeah, he also has some stuff of his own, like cheeky bump, hee hee, funny PYROCYNICAL best friend screenshot. I don't know what that means, but okay. And yeah, some of these are a little bit weird. Saku. You also have photos of a child are as well featured from Saku's account, which appears to be himself in 2016. Not going to put those in as well. As for this, my thoughts sum up to Saku seems to be wishing on the downfall of Pyro, whilst trying to distance himself as far as he can from this sort of like fetish roleplay veined content. But it also looks like, again, Pyro's persona. What are we doing here? And then you have, I guess, some robot very similar to one that I'm about to show that looks like it's censored, I guess, but it appears to be with PYROCYNICAL's files and persona. And then you see Pyro in one of his videos, the same video about BuzzFeed that includes this exact character artwork and then a deleted user with messages from Saku, photo in Discord. And that's the fucking last one. I mean, wrapping up this document, there are relations to Shadman that different YouTubers are being found for as well. As another pedo YouTuber associated with Pyro, I believe for this video, it is most important to focus on the potential victims of PYROCYNICAL covered in the document, especially of this similar situations, which is this roleplay / commissioning of really inappropriate art. This video is made with the intent to cover and ask for a response from PYROCYNICAL. I'd really like it, dude. He himself stated his response would be released when commentary channels cover it, allowing not this 300-page doc. But honestly, my opinion just kind of comes down to, I am a longtime fan of PYROCYNICAL. He is one of the main inspirations for this small, pathetic, lousy, lazy channel I call my own. I view him as a fan like myself who made it on YouTube. I believe I have watched most all of his content due to kind of a charismatic internet personality. I dislike more than anything to see allegations of this degree and potential validity because he is someone I look up to. However, as I mentioned various times throughout the video, allegations and reoccurring trends like these do not come out of the blue for no reason. Clearly, Pyro is negligent, irresponsible, and potentially abusive with his power as a large YouTuber. I know myself and a channel run a risk of receiving great backlash. When Pyro stated he is waiting for commentary channels to cover it, I just simply want a response. And I've tried my best to remove the association I have with Pyro to these allegations in order to remain in the best of my power unbiased. But yeah, this kind of sucks.